I just wanted to do a quick video on testing not self reactions. I thought about this because I do a lot of readings, and it's always interesting for me trying to recognize when the not self flares up. It reminds me of what Lacan and his followers like Jacques Sibony described as the reason for the variable length session in psychoanalysis, which is that the session is over when the superego shows up on the scene. That's how they put it poetically. The superego being the indoctrinated opinions, the conditioned opinions, or introjected signifiers and words and so on that essentially shame one or beat one into submission. And I don't want to equate the superego with the not self, because I think there are many such complexes that can override a person's strategy and authority, or ability to withstand reaction. I even think Bergson's description, the description of French philosopher Henri Bergson, of the human potential as different from all other mammals, as distinct from all other life forms, the potential of self-reflected consciousness that human design always talks about, in Bergson's words, are a gap or a zone of indetermination whereby one may suspend habitual reaction and appeal to a completely different to past experience and to an entirely different world, so to speak. And this core distinction of being able to, not be a puppet to the not self, of course, is not something that the mind can do, as Osho put it, who I have a lot of problems with, of course, but who wouldn't? But he does say some nice things sometimes, and he said, the one who says I'm dropping the ego is the one with the most subtle form of ego there is. The I who says I'm dropping the ego. So, obviously there's a real subtlety at work with how the mind attempts to present itself as the solution to the problem of the mind being in control, right? And of course, human design is about letting the body be in control. And just a side note, I'm hoping in these coming weeks to continue exploring Teresa Blanding and John Martin's work on tonal cognition, because I think that's a really interesting idea that we do need to remember that what we are really talking about here with strategy and authority, under the hood, is about getting in touch with bodily sensations that have been characterized more recently as something like psychic superpowers. I mean, Ra was talking about them like that even back in Rave Anatomy, and there are some folks like James on Facebook who started if you're a fifth or sixth tone on the design side person, definitely check out the Facebook group for fifth and sixth tones, because they're doing a lot of interesting, original, new research into all sorts of psychic phenomena and so on. Okay, but I have to run in a minute. I'm about to go exercise. Got my exercise clothes on. But I wanted to just do a quick kind of not self-testing thing here. And what I mean by not self-testing is basically, that there are certain things that we will encounter and hear that can be troubling to the not self. And I try to collect them, because then I like to be able to test using them. Like Ra kind of said, if you have somebody with an undefined ego, assuming they're not split or quad split, if they have an undefined ego, you can really test how much they've deconditioned if you just start going through the ego gates and telling them, challenging them, threatening them, I don't trust you because you don't have the courage or the stamina. And they'll start going, what do you mean? Of course I have the courage and the stamina, right? So this is what I mean by not self-testing. So this is just kind of just a fun little game. So just bear with me here. Okay, here is a quote from Ra. There has been this illusion in the illusion for so long that humanity with its free will is creative, something deeply supported by the not-self mind and its determination to control the direction of the life. We are not creative. It is a profound vanity to assume that for even a moment we are... it's a profound vanity to assume that we're creative for even a moment. We are reactive. That is what we are. It's the foundation of perfection, the foundation of the Maya, the program, the illusion, everything. We are reactive. Everything is a reaction. It is not a creation, it is a reaction. So, that's just a fun little quote. That one's not so triggering because it's so philosophical. I'm going to do, here's the really fun part. I'm going to start doing UG Krishnamurti. So I discovered, here he is, go to people.well.com/user/JCT or just Google UG Krishnamurti. This is not Jiddu, right? This is UG Krishnamurti. And we're going to read some of what he has to say. So let's see. Can I shrink this? Does it let me? Yeah. So UG Krishnamurti. Let's find a good one. Let's find one that'll really trigger the not self. Whether you're interested in moksha, liberation, freedom, transformation, you name it, you're interested in happiness without one moment of unhappiness, pleasure without pain. It is the same thing. I should have collected some of these first. I'm just going to look for some. But let's see here. This state is a physical condition to your being. It is not some kind of psychological mutation. It is not a state of mind. Yeah, here it is. Oh, wait, I'll go this way. Okay, there we go. It's not a state of mind in which you can fall into one day and out of it the next day. You can't imagine the extent to which, as you are now, thought pervades and interferes with the functioning of every cell in your body. Coming into your natural state will blast every cell, every gland, every nerve. It is a chemical change. An alchemy of some sort takes place. But this state has nothing to do with the experiences of chemical drugs, such as LSD. Those are experiences. This is not. More soon.